What if everything you thought you knew about getting what you wanted most, maybe having a family, was turned completely upside down? Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're diving into a spirit's gift, Ethan and Mia's unconventional journey. It's this incredible personal story from Ethan himself. It covers, well, some really profound challenges, huge pressure, and honestly an intervention that's almost unbelievable. It makes you rethink love, family, miracles even. Our mission today is really to unpack this narrative. We want to get past just what happened and try to understand what it means for commitment, dealing with expectations, and maybe where blessings actually come from.
Right, and it's not just like a simple feel-good story. Far from it. This is a journey through some pretty raw emotional conflict, the way outside pressures can damage something precious, and then this encounter, it just defies easy explanation. We're looking at how this couple dealt with intense external stuff, internal pain, and found their way through something truly extraordinary. Unbelievable, really.
Okay, let's dig in. So the story starts in Boulder, Colorado. Beautiful place. And it's about Ethan and Mia. Their connection, well, it was unconventional from the get-go. They were cousins, his mom's sister's daughter. Ethan says he secretly adored her for years. He'd see these little signs he thought meant she felt the same. You know, like how her eyes softened when they talked, shy giggles.
Yeah.
How the world just kind of faded away for them.
It wasn't about big, showy gestures.
No, exactly. He says their hearts just spoke louder than words.
That quiet intensity is really striking, isn't it? Especially given the potential awkwardness of the cousin relationship in some circles. The source sets up this really strong internal world for them, this deep bond, which ironically makes the pressure that comes later hit even harder.
Totally. So Ethan finally works up the nerve, tells his mom he wants to marry Mia. His mom then formally asks Mia's family. And Mia, she just graduated from Colorado State. She says yes immediately. They get married in this cozy little ceremony, mountain lodge near Boulder, pine trees all around. Sounds lovely.
Very picturesque.
And those first married years, Ethan calls them pure magic. Their love felt, like he puts it, solid as the Rockies. They knew each other's quirks. Mia loved simple things, a daisy, an ice cream run, and if they bickered over something silly, it never lasted. She'd make cookies if he was grumpy, he'd get scented candles if she was upset, sorted.
It's interesting how the source really emphasizes this early bliss. It sets up this baseline of, solid, self-contained happiness. And that line Ethan says to Mia, "You're my everything, the rest is up to God," that really captures their initial feeling of serenity, doesn't it?
It really does. But,
yeah.
Even the strongest foundations can get tested. After about 2 years, the questions started. You know the ones?
Oh, yeah. When are you having kids?
Exactly. At first, relatives were kind of playful. Ethan's mom even defended them, saying give them time. But it didn't stop there, did it? The whispers got louder, became pointed remarks. 2 years, still no baby. Ethan says those words hit Mia like daggers. She tried to hide it, but you can imagine.
Yeah, it's awful how something so personal becomes everyone else's business, isn't it? And the source shows how that pressure, especially around having children, just grows. It goes from maybe light teasing to this heavy weight, making Mia feel like she's failing somehow.
And the pressure changed things, even with Ethan's mom. Her warmth kind of faded. She started making critiques. There was this one comment, started about cooking, but ended with, "You'll get what real responsibility is when you're a mom." Just crushing.
Ouch.
Yeah. Mia was in tears at night over things like that. And the tension, it just seeped into their home, their safe space. Little things would spark big fights. Mia stopped being silent, started pushing back at his mom. And Ethan, he admits he was torn. He actually snapped at Mia once for disrespecting his mom. He felt caught.
That's such a tough spot.
It created this wall between them. Their once unbreakable love felt fragile, he says. Arguments would last for days. He started dreading going home.
And this really raises that question, doesn't it? How much can outside forces wear down even a really strong connection? You see Mia's pain, Ethan's conflict, and how that family dynamic just shifts from supportive to, destructive. Their home becomes a pressure cooker.
It all comes to a head one night. It's pretty intense. Ethan's mom pulls him aside. She shows him photos. Photos of other women.
No!
Yes. And suggests he consider a second marriage just to have children. Mia could, stay as the first wife.
Wow. Just the audacity.
Can you even imagine? Ethan said his knees just buckled. His heart was pounding.
I bet. That's not just pressure. That's like a fundamental betrayal of their marriage, as the source depicts it. It's extreme, but it shows how deep those expectations can run.
He says he lost it. told her absolutely not. Mia's worth more than kids. She's my love, my life. I'll never leave her or bring anyone else in. He just stormed out.
Good for him.
But Mia had overheard it all. He found her on the bed, just sobbing. So he sits with her, heartbroken, and just repeats his promise. Kids or no kids, you're my wife, my everything. That's my promise. He said it felt like a weight lifted off her. And he just silently prayed for strength.
That's a powerful moment, him standing firm like that.
Definitely. So the very next day, they needed to escape. Badly. Ethan suggests a getaway, like a delayed honeymoon. Mia's face just lights up at the thought of camping in the Rockies near Estes Park. So they pack the Jeep, leave at dawn, heading for Rocky Mountain National Park.
That stand Ethan took, refusing to compromise on Mia, that's huge. But you could also see the escape as, well, almost desperation, couldn't you? A way to try and find that connection again, away from all the judgment. It's symbolic.
Yeah, totally. And as they drove, things felt better. They were laughing, singing along to the radio, sharing snacks, like old times. Mia was smiling again. Ethan felt so grateful. He was aiming for a lodge by dusk. But, as he puts it, fate had other ideas. Evening comes, they turn onto this road through a really dense, kind of eerie forest.
Oh.
And suddenly, this little boy, maybe 7 or 8, just darts out in front of them. Mia screams. Ethan slams the brakes. The Jeep skids. Hits a tree. Not too hard, but still.
Oh my gosh. Are they... Okay.
Miraculously, yeah, they're unharmed. They rush out to the boy. But the weird thing is, the kid isn't scared. He's just standing there, smiling.
Smiling? That's odd.
Right. Ethan kneels down, checks him over, and then notices something really unnerving. The boy's eyes. They seem to glow faintly. Like stars in the dusk, he says. Gave him chills.
Okay, that's definitely strange. Glowing eyes.
Just then, this rugged-looking guy, mid-40s maybe, comes out of the trees, says, sorry, that's his son Dylan, a handful always wandering off.
Jake Carter.
That's him, Jake Carter. And Ethan notices Jake's eyes have that same weird brightness, luminous.
So both of them, this is getting stranger.
Ethan's worried about the Jeep's hood, asks if there's a mechanic nearby. Jake just grins, says, I'll fix it. And in minutes, literally minutes, he somehow makes the busted hood look brand new. Ethan and Mia are just standing there, jaws dropped.
Okay, wait. How? That's not...
Exactly. Completely impossible. And that's when things shift, right? The glowing eyes, the magic car repair.
Yeah, this isn't just a random accident anymore. The source is clearly signaling something supernatural is happening here.
Definitely. So, after fixing the Jeep, Jake invites them to stay the night. Says his boss's cabin has a guest house nearby, free, cozy. Hotels are overpriced, he says.
Convenient.
Ethan's hesitant. I mean, wouldn't you be?
Uh-huh.
But Mia, she's totally charmed by Dylan already, playing with him, laughing. Ethan says her face was just glowing at his giggles.
She felt a connection.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
So Ethan gives in. Okay, fine. Jake leads them down this dirt trail deeper into the woods. They reach a clearing, and there's this cabin. Stunning, Ethan calls it. Log cabin. Big windows, warm lantern light. Like a dream nestled in the pines.
Sounds idyllic, almost too perfect.
Inside, it's gorgeous. Polished wood, stone fireplace. Jake carries their bags in, brings them dinner on a tray stew, fresh bread, apple pie. Tasted like heaven, Ethan says. They were exhausted.
So he's being incredibly hospitable.
Totally. Later, brings hot cocoa, says he's in the caretaker's quarters if they need anything.
So the cabin feels like a safe haven, but it's all wrapped up in this mystery with Jake. The source builds this atmosphere of warmth, but Jake's actions, like the coffee you mentioned earlier, the unreal coffee.
Right. The next morning, they wake up to crisp mountain air. Jake makes pancakes, bacon, and this coffee that Ethan says is just unreal. Jake just smiles and says it's God's blessing.
See, little comments like that. And the sacred waters he mentions later.
Yeah. That morning is when he properly introduces himself as Jake Carter and his son Dylan. Mia asks gently about his wife. Jake's smile fades a bit. His eyes cloud over. Says, she passed when Dylan was born. Ethan felt the pain there, didn't push it.
Makes him seem more human, more relatable, despite the weirdness.
Jake then points out local spots, a lake, old mining ruins, and yeah, as locals say, heals.
Sacred waters. It all adds to this feeling that Jake knows more than he's letting on.
They go hiking to the lake later. Dylan's holding Mia's hand, laughing. Ethan watches them, feeling a pang, and says to Jake he hopes to have a child like Dylan someday.
And Jake's response is odd.
Very. Jake pauses, gets serious, and says, my prayers are with you. You saved Dylan from that crash. God will reward you.
But Ethan thought the crash wasn't that bad.
Exactly. Ethan's confused, says, the crash wasn't serious, but Jake just gives him this strange smile. Doesn't explain.
It's like Jake's operating on a different level. He sees significance where Ethan doesn't. He's guiding them subtly.
Well, things take another sharp turn. That peaceful mountainscape, not so peaceful anymore. An alert comes through flash floods. Heavy rains up in the mountains. Campers are scrambling to leave.
Oh, no.
Mia gets this feeling, though. She thinks the roads are more dangerous than staying put. Tells Ethan they're safer at the cabin. And she was right. Panic spreads down below. Waters are rising fast. But their cabin is on a ridge. It stays dry.
Lucky break. Or maybe not luck.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
They start worrying about Jake and Dylan, haven't seen them. So they head carefully downhill into the chaos, flooded trails, sounds of shouting. Then over the roar of the water, they hear a child crying.
Not Dylan.
No, younger. Mia just bolts towards the sound. She sees this tiny toddler, maybe 2 years old, stuck on a rock, water surging around it.
Oh, how terrifying.
Ethan shouts a warning. It's too dangerous. But Mia doesn't hesitate. She lunges, reaches for the child. Just then, a huge wave hits. The child slips into the water.
No.
Absolute despair. But just as they think the worst, this glowing figure appears.
Glowing like the eyes.
Brighter, radiant, floating above the floodwaters. Ethan whispers, "Jake."
It is Jake.
It is. Moving impossibly fast, he grabs the child from the water, brings him straight to them, safe. Mia just collapses, clutching the child, sobbing with relief.
Wow. Okay, so that's the big reveal.
Yeah. Ethan, shaken, finally asked him, Who are you?
And Jake tells them.
Jake smiles, this calm, knowing smile, and says, "I'm not human, Ethan. I'm a spirited guardian."
A guardian spirit. Not an angel, not a ghost, something specific.
Exactly. He explains, "You saved my son," referring to the near-miss car incident. "I owed you. I brought you here to keep you safe from this flood."
So it was all orchestrated. The meeting, the cabin.
Seems like it. Jake continues, "Today, you risked your lives for another child. This child," he gestures to the toddler Mia's holding, "this child is God's gift. Raise him as your own."
Whoa. So the reward for saving Dylan and then for risking their lives for this other child is the child himself.
That's what Jake says. God's gift delivered via a flood and a spirit guardian.
This completely reframes everything, doesn't it? The glowing eyes, fixing the Jeep, the weird comments, it all clicks into place. It's this idea of like supernatural reciprocity, a debt owed, a debt paid, but paid with a child. It taps into some really deep themes. Kindness repaid, but cosmically.
It suggests this whole other layer to reality, one where spirits intervene based on, well, maybe a kind of karmic balance sheet.
Exactly. And it implies his powers, foresight, physical manipulation are tied to this role, this code. He acts because a bet exists.
Ooh.
It's fascinating.
So Ethan and Mia, they're stunned, obviously.
Yeah.
But they accept it. They nod. 2 days later, the floods recede. Jake guides them back towards Boulder. They have this little boy with them.
And they just take him home.
Pretty much. Relief agencies handle the paperwork. Presumably, the child's parents were lost in the flood, though the source doesn't detail that part explicitly. Ethan and Mia go through the process, become his legal parents.
And the family, what was their reaction?
Well, naturally, they ask, where did this child come from? Ethan and Mia's answer is simple. He's God's miracle.
I can imagine that didn't satisfy everyone.
Nope. Some relatives, still stuck on the old blood is everything idea, apparently muttered things like, he's adopted, he's not really yours.
Ugh. People can be cruel.
But Ethan and Mia, they had their answer ready. Firm but beautiful. Parents aren't just blood. It's about love and care.
That's perfect. A really powerful statement that brings it all together. Their whole journey forced them to redefine family, didn't it? Away from biology and towards commitment, towards love given freely, especially after crisis.
Absolutely. They named the boy Ezra, which means help or helper, often interpreted as God's gift or God's help.
Yeah.
Very fitting.
Yeah.
He's 6 years old now in the account, thriving, brings them endless joy. They take him to school every day. Their lives are full.
That's wonderful. A truly unconventional path to happiness.
And sometimes, Ethan says, they still feel a presence watching over them. Maybe Dylan, Jake's son. They don't know for sure. But Ethan reflects that Jake, the spirit guardian, is still out there in our prayers and Ezra's laughter in our every breath.
A lasting connection to the extraordinary.
So, wrapping this up, what does it all mean for you listening? Ethan and Mia's story is intense. Family pressure, marriage strain, and then this utterly unbelievable encounter.
Mm-hmm.
But it led them somehow to their deepest desire, just not in any way they could have predicted. It really makes you question what a miracle looks like, doesn't it?
It really does. This deep dive shows that sometimes the answers we're looking for, the solutions to our biggest problems, they don't come in neat packages. They might come through sacrifice, through bizarre encounters, through something, well, extraordinary. It's a reminder, I think, that love, resilience, keeping your heart open, that can genuinely reshape your life, defy logic even.
And for those of us who followed this story, maybe it leaves you with this thought. If these huge interventions can happen when we're vulnerable, when we're forced to rethink what we even want, how many subtle gifts or moments of strange help might be guiding your path right now, especially when you feel lost? How open are we really to seeing those gifts when they don't look anything like what we expected?